Good day. Welcome to Kingwilliam's Everything. We have the Flashboy, and this is the dumper for the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, and Game Boy Camera. So kind of what this does, you put your little cartridge in there, and then you dump off the ROM, or you can get your saves. That I think mainly was legally to get your saves off here or backing up, but most people use it just to do some legal stuff. But pretty much every ROM is already on the internet, but there are some that are not. So I got this because I wanted to get some of these Chinese ones, kind of like Sega Master System one, and this fellow here, which I really like, it's the Game Boy and the Game Gear 50. So it's got 50 Game Gear games through an emulator on your Game Boy Advance. So these are the kind of things you just don't get off the internet. You cannot find them. The Chinese made them, but nobody's dumped the ROMs as far as I can tell. And that was my goal. I want to see if this works with that kind of stuff. So we're going to take a look at it. It comes with a little itty bitty USB cable. That's nice. It's a USB 1. And then a nice little box. And you can see that's it. And you see this is the Flashboy. Here's the top. This is a Flashboy Cyclone version 3.2. And you can see backup and restores ROMs and saves. So that's basically what this does. And there is a cartridge you can buy for this where you can, flash your own cartridges. And that's probably where these guys come from. Because when I looked at these initially, it's like, you know what these are? These are flash cards that somebody flashed. And it was probably with this guy because it recognizes the actual flash card. So that was kind of cool. Not much on it. USB port and a little Game Boy cartridge slot. And there's a small hole here. And if you look, there's a little switch right here. And it's for Game Boy Advance. So it depends on which cartridge you're going to dump or flash. You want to switch the switch. And it's kind of recessed kind of far back there. So you need like a little bitty screwdriver to slide it back and forth. I'm going to just do mostly Game Boy Advance cartridges, like these little flash cards, to see what's on them. And that's it. It's got some lights. Let's see, where's the lights? There's a couple little lights here. There's one for Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. And there's like a little activity or data light that's red. So these kind of light up depending on what you're doing. So it gives you a little bit indication that it's working. And that's it. Very simple. Nice little simple device. Actually kind of nicely well made. It's got some little plastic enclosure, which is nice. See, it's a Cyclone. And I'm sure this is not the official one. It's probably just a pirated version of it. And see, it's copyright 2021. And backlight ENG Lab. Not sure what that means. And there's a QR code to some software that doesn't work, of course. But all in all, a neat little device. And I think I paid maybe $35 for it off AliExpress. Because like I said, I want to back up some of my stuff. And it's really nice because if you do have some games that you played, and you want to get the save off there, this is what you need. That way you can dump it off and you can play it on your computer or back it up, continue on your computer. Because I like sometimes you don't want to use the original Game Boy or Game Boy Advance. I just want to play it through an emulator like a Retron SQ or just emulator on your PC. So what we're going to do, we are going to dump this ROM and see if it works. And I think it's going to work because I already looked at this a little bit. These guys are just standard flash cards. They're probably the same. They look a little different, but it did recognize this. So we're going to flash it or dump it and see if we can play this on an emulator on the computer. So to it, we're going to plug this bad boy in and test it out. Okay, so we have the Flash GBX version 3.1.4 on, and we're going to do a read. And you see none of the options here are highlighted yet. And since I know this is a Game Boy Advance game, and we're going to say read info. You can see it's already populated because I had read it before. And I'll read the info, and you get SMS Advance, and that's the title. You can see a valid header, that kind of thing. And ROM size 32 megabytes. So it detected that on its own. So this version is actually really good. And then what you want to do is you want to do backup ROM. You can do backup save data. This one we're just going to do backup ROM, and we're going to download the ROM, and we'll have a nice, hopefully working version of the Game Gear ROM for the Game Boy Advance. So we do backup ROM. And it's thinking. And then you have to save it. We'll say save. And there it goes. As you can see, it's going to take about 9 minutes. And this is a big ROM. This is 32 meg. Usually they take 1 minute, 2 minutes max or so. But since this is kind of a special one, it has all the Game Boy and Game Gear ROMs on it. So there's quite a bit more data. And then at the end, what you'll get is, let's kind of fast forward to the end. Okay, so let's fire up an emulator, give her a little test, see if she works. And it looks like it's working just fine, so that's a good sign. And I'll play some games later just to test it out a little bit more, but I would say if we got this point, we are in the clear. Here we go. The Flashboy Cyclone version 3.2. Pressed and I'm fairly well impressed. I mean, it works fairly well for what it's supposed to do. I really can't complain for 35 bucks. Nice little toy. Like I said, the main idea behind this fellow is to, you can back up your cartridges or get your saves, mostly to get your saves off, but it works really well on stuff like this. And I haven't found any so far that have not worked. Like I said, these are from China, so it's probably just somebody with this device jams it in, puts a sticker on, sends it out. And so it's kind of cool because, like I said, these ROMs I have not found anywhere on the internet, and I would like to play these on the computer. So there's no way to do it without dumping it, and I cannot find the ROMs anywhere. So for that, it works well. For backing up your saves, also works really well. We didn't do that in the video, but there's a couple games that I want to get my saves off because that way I can continue on the computer and play. So for that, nice little device, and for the price, you really can't go wrong. So I'm gonna see how long this lasts because it seems like it's fairly well built. Looks really nice. And here's kind of the best part. Look what they did. They put the Nintendo logo in the dumper. So if you want to see piracy at its best, this is the way to go. Even not only did you do something that's gonna dump ROMs, but they put their logo on there. So how interesting is that? So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, found it useful. Pick up one of these. Very inexpensive. And like I said, if you just want to back up your ROMs and legally play them on your computer, put your cartridge in, back up the ROM, play on your computer. Because otherwise, you download them. It's basically illegal to download ROMs off the internet and play them. But this, I guess, would make it slightly more legal. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy the video. That is you guys. Have a great day.